So you might be wondering, what is Knowledge Bowl? In the words of one of our participants, Knowledge Bowl is basically a giant quiz show. You hit a buzzer when you know the answer. It's a great way to challenge your mind. It is a very fun and also weird way if you want to learn all sorts of random facts. And it's also a great way to use the information you learn in your classes every day, because they don't always come up in normal everyday life, but they do come up in Knowledge Bowl questions. Questions in Knowledge Bowl can be about almost anything, and they cover all kinds of classes. They cover science, social studies, math, English, and for those of you who don't necessarily feel like you love any of those topics, they also talk about sports, foreign languages, pop culture, or other random things. Here are some examples of Knowledge Bowl questions. Now remember, these are all pretty challenging questions and you're not going to know every single one, but the whole idea is that you're on a team and together you are going to get more than you would think. So just take a look at these questions. They cover quite a few different topics and subject areas. Depending on which classes you've taken recently, some of them might be easy and some of them might be hard. These are just one small sample of the questions you might see in a Knowledge Bowl meet. And I will give you one tip, is that once you've been in Knowledge Bowl for a while, you start to recognize the patterns in the questions and they become a lot easier. They sound very intimidating when you first start, but they really get easier and easier to guess the longer you do it. So how does this work? In Knowledge Bowl, you sit at a table with 4 students if you are in senior high, or with 5 if you're in junior high. First, you do a round with a written test where you work together with your team and answer 60 multiple choice questions. After that, there are 4 oral rounds where you sit at a table with a green buzzer strip and you compete against 3 other teams in the room to answer 45 questions. The team that gets each answer first wins the point, but you have to buzz in order to answer. As I said before, you do not need to know all the answers in Knowledge Bowl. A good high-scoring round in a meet out of the 45 questions, there are still going to be at least 10 or 20 of those questions that no one gets right. So, who can do this? If you are in 6th through 9th grade, you can be in Junior High Knowledge Bowl. The season starts in October and ends in December. If you are in senior high, 9th through 12th grade, you can be in Senior High Knowledge Bowl, and that goes from December until March. If you're in 9th grade, you might notice you can actually do both. We don't have a junior high coach right now because Mr. Walker is retiring, but I'm Ms. Lick and I will be continuing to coach the senior high team next year. We always practice once a week in the morning before school, and there are 4 competitions for junior high and 5 for senior high each year, plus a sub-regional meet. These meets are all held during the school day, and most of them are in Mankato. So why should you join Knowledge Bowl? Some people might say the best thing is that you actually get to miss school when you go to the meets. We usually stop at the River Hills Mall food court for a meal after each meet. And a little more school-friendly reasons are that it's great fun working with your team and getting to know them. You also have a good opportunity to get to know students from other schools who are there. You learn weird facts and you get to push a fun buzzer. I hope you will consider joining Knowledge Bowl, and it would be a great time to learn and to meet new people.